still alive. Shit.
Cook us a plate of shite-tasting grub? No. We told you fucking meat and potatoes tasting food, you stupid bitch.
My God, they've kidnapped some poor woman. I could be a real hero and rescue her. Or get myself killed.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. Oh, God. Meat and potatoes.
It's not personal.
It's not your bloody birthday, is it?
I've always liked you, actually. Gotta drop some stuff, Arthur, or it's gonna be tediously slow going. That's for knocking down my blocks in nursery.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! Come back anytime. I'll make you something fantastic. My savior. Here, I've been cooking. Taste this. What do you think? Yummy, isn't it?
I ought to drop by someday when I'm in the neighbourhood. Stew would be nice, even if it is made out of fungus and leaves.
Want them to stop screaming. That's all.
Maybe I should sit down for a bit. Oh. I can't keep doing this. Nice to see you. Brace yourself, Arthur.
Toys and tiny beds. Tiny beds in every house.
Now, you two bloody listen to me, all right? One fine day, the seaboys come running into the regimental HQ, saying there's an elephant broke loose. Now, elephants is very gentle creatures most of the time, and they get along just fine with their man who rides them. He's called Baloo. But when they're in heat, you have to chain them up. And this one, they got loose. And as Mahout went chasing off in exactly the wrong direction, and the elephant runs into the market and starts eating peaches. And the coolie tries to stop him, and the elephant steps on him something horrible, mashes him right into the mud, and skin comes off his back like he was peeling a grape. So the seaboys come running up to this general, only then he was a major, and say, "You must come shoot this elephant." So he gets his hunting rifle, it's a 505 and he goes down to the market. Only now, the elephant isn't in the market anymore. It's in a field eating leaves, as calm as never mind. So there's no cause to shoot it anymore. And by now the Mahouts come back and he's screaming and jabbering about, "Oh, please don't shoot my elephant." You see, he's grown up with that elephant his whole life. And he don't know how to do any other job except sit on that elephant and tell it to pick up a log and carry it over there. But the elephant's taking the life of a man, you see. A coolie, but a man. And the Mahouts crying and jabbering and cool as a summer breeze, the general chambers around, puts it right through the elephant's arm. And just goes out of it.
And I'm afraid we've come to the end of today.
And all the villagers are running to get their lives because it's baby. Now see, that's a man would have trembled at the thought of shooting an elephant that's just calmly standing there eating leaves.
You can't go on it.
They said I could.
Well, of course the Germans said you could go on it. I'm saying you can't.
I've never been on a battleship.
But that's not the point. We hate the Germans, and that battleship is part of the reason the Germans are our lords and masters right now. Do you remember when they came over in all the little boats?
Do you mean in 1942 or in 1943?
Do you want people to spit on Mum when she goes to the market?
She doesn't go to the market since 1945.
But look, this is just one of those things. I can't explain every single detail of everything to you.
Are you mad at me?
I'm not.
You're not?
I mean, yes, I am mad. I was mad, but now I'm not. Look, please don't go on the Bismarck. It will get you into trouble, which means I'll then be in trouble.
All right.
You won't go?
I couldn't go without you, anyway.
For once, that's a relief.
Some civilian in Burma had to shoot a rogue elephant and he had to practically empty a whole magazine into the poor thing, and it was half an hour of the time. But the general makes tough choices. So don't you armchair generals tell me what you would have done. Just follow orders and we'll win the next war. The generals promise, all right?
Shit!
They have gossamer wings.
I wish I kept in shape. Oof.
Please listen to a personal message for our prudent friend. The fox has gone to bed. The fox has gone to bed.
What did I ever do?
Sally and my favourite tree. I used to sneak out at night and smoke and talk about who we were going to be when we grew up. I wanted to study engineering, and her plan was to be a princess of Mars. Fog's probably starting to roll in about now. Where did you think I used to run 100 meters? getting old.
I saw my friend Jeremy.
Good old London.
Fell into a manhole. Kept walking.
One of these days, I really ought to explore those caves.
Oh, man, did you notice your wife just fell in a manhole 100 feet back? Oh, thank goodness, said Jeremy. Right, oh, thank God.
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
This is for the benefit of Mr. Kite. The rabbit has come to tea. The rabbit has come to tea.
I wonder if the plague and the blight are the same thing. Okay, son. Your move, Sandman.
Please listen to a personal message for our prudent friend. Do not forget your galoshes. Do not forget your galoshes.
Try not to dream about trains.
Please listen to a personal message for our prudent friend. Mr. Kite hid the eggs in the font of nothing. Mr. Kite hid the eggs in the font of nothing.
Eggs? Did Mr. Kite bury something for the rabbit? Where? It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Please listen to a personal message for our prudent friend. There was no rabbit in the hat. There was no rabbit in the hat.
To sleep, perchance to dream.
This is for the benefit of Mr. Kite. The rabbit went to see the parade. The rabbit went to see the parade.
Well, you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Please listen to a personal message for our prudent friend. Mr. Kite is fixing a hole. Mr. Kite is fixing a hole.
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
Please listen to a personal message for our prudent friend. London Bridge has fallen down. London Bridge has fallen down.
Prudence? It's Prudence, isn't it? She's getting out, isn't she? I wonder who Mr. Kite is and why he's helping her. Now I lay me down to sleep.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, the rabbit buried her watch beneath the bombard. The rabbit buried her watch beneath the bombard.
I wonder what they mean by that. Sweet dreams, Arthur. Try not to dream about trains. Your move, Sandman. Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, the rabbit went through the looking glass. The rabbit went through the looking glass.
Bon voyage, Prue. Maybe I'll see you somewhere. We'll laugh about this later. To sleep, perchance to dream. It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Will be Marjorie Flowerdew, and if you win the competition, Mrs. Flowerdew promises to come take a look at your flower garden, if you have one. And if you don't, she'll let you clip a few buds. Well, that certainly seems worth playing for, doesn't it? So, come on, get up, get dressed. So,
Well,
come on.
you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you? Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Ah, no, it isn't. I've noticed an odd thing. On the roof across from my bedroom, I've noticed an awful lot of chickens. They just fly up there and watch me through my open window. The peculiar thing is, they're all black with sharp black beaks, and all they do all day is go caw, caw, caw.
And when he woke up,
I've never noticed.
he realised that it had all just been a bad dream. Now I lay me down to sleep.
You're in fine British seafaring tradition. This is Dr. Jack Worthing, and remember to stay well, well, well.
Try not to dream about trains.
They choose their way into cupboards to eat the cheese. They even ate chickens when they could corner them. Nothing was safe. The villagers, well, they were at their wits' end. If you can kill one rat, you can set traps for a dozen rats. But who can kill 1,000 rats? I had a fantastic...
Your move, Sandman.
Actually, I can't remember a single thing about last night. And that's how I like it. How about you? If you're taking your joy, then you shouldn't have any trouble sleeping. And if you missed some, well, what on earth are you waiting for? Get back on your dose.
Sleep. The poor man's dinner. Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Lift both your knees. And if you're on the floor, well, you didn't wait for Simon, did you? Did you know that Simon Says was invented in 1266 when Paul had control of
Well,
Henry III?
you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Your Majesty, how are you feeling today? Mad, really? Well, is it us who's mad, or is it the entire world? Oh, no, Jack, no, it's me. Absolutely me. Do you know, in fact,
And when he woke up,
George.
he realised it had all just
Has
been a
promised
bad
to
dream.
every last rat by playing music to them. But he expects a lot of money, and they've agreed to pay for it. What will happen?
To sleep,
day,
perchance to dream.
Wakey, wakey, everyone. It's another lovely day in Wellington Wells. Now, in case we have any visitors today, here are a few tips that will help you get along with everyone. And the most important is, don't forget to take your joy. Drink plenty of water, too. Fortunately, there's plenty of water. And eat plenty of nutritious...
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Are their eyes open? If you shake them, do they make sounds? Let's suppose their eyes are open and they seem responsive to you. There's a possibility that they're feeling...
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Don't you? I'm going to tell you to do something. But if I don't say Simon Says, you don't do it. If I do say Simon Says, you do it. Okay? Ready? Is everybody ready? You there. Are you ready? Oh, come on, don't be shy. You know you want to. Of course you do. There's a good... Everybody give him a hand. Ah, no. Okay. Simon Says, begin. All right. Simon Says, put your hands on your head. Simon Says, touch your feet. Simon Says, never mind. Clap your hands. Yes, you there. You're out. And you too. You're out. Go on. Out you go. Good. I didn't say Simon Says, but you got out, so yes, you're out. You have to be very careful. All right. Simon Says, lift your right knee. Simon Says, lift your left knee. Lift both your knees. And if you're on the floor, well, you didn't wait for Simon, did you? But did you? Did you know that?
Your move, Sandman.
You know, you can eat a lot more things than you've ever dreamt of. And I'm here to show you what. Now, today, we're going to talk about the wonderful world of...
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
You might think tonight's story is called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were
Try not to dream about trains.
And it's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. The weather is a bit wet, but that's the lovely thing about English weather. The sun always comes out in the end. So come on out, or you'll miss it. Wakey, wake, everyone. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, dear friend.
Don't mind me. Just having a bit of a sit down.
Good morning to you. I do hope you had a lovely night. Day in dreamland. That is, if you have any... And left all the troubles of the day in dreamland. That is, if you...
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Meat may snow off from rainy days, but it's always nutritious, and it never actually goes bad. I have...
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Having been strangled, drowned, and stabbed to death. That's how you propitiate a god, eh? Makes you wonder if anybody's buried under Stonehenge, eh? And if they are, who's under our own little henge, the wedding party stones? Maybe someone should check. Of course, all this was before we Anglo-Saxons became an island race. Back then, we were pagans and worshipped dark gods. The darkest and most important of the gods was Wotan, whereas the Vikings called him Odin. He was a war god. Well, perhaps he still is a war god. And the Vikings would sacrifice 99 men and women in a great blot to make sure he stayed happy. That's a long way from Abraham and Isaac, isn't it? Well, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time. Maybe someday we'll talk about the ancient Aztecs of Mexico, who liked to cut a man's heart out while it was still beating. Fortunately, no one does it anymore. No one does it anymore.
Well, you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
I call it waking down. And all you need to know is that you never have to feel bad about feeling bad. In fact, you don't.
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
Well, soon enough, the three bears came home from their walk through the forest. They hadn't...
To sleep, perchance to dream. And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream. Sweet dreams, Arthur. Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
So, see if you can get your hands on some old cough drops, or if you haven't any left, drink plenty of tea, rest as much as you can, and try not to cough, and it'll probably...
Try not to dream about trains.
Must short part ways, said the wolf, for I'm taking the high road. And Little Red Riding Hood took the low road, and the wolf took the high road. But the wolf could travel very far.
You've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
And it's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. The sun is up, and the weather is overcast, and only... patches of lovely sun.
Your move, Sandman.
Well, the first thing to do is ask the downer, have you had enough joy today? Most sensible people will realize they've forgotten...
To sleep, perchance to dream.
Isn't that sweet of them, eh? But I'm a little bit worried about that open window of yours. You don't want to catch a cold, eh, from the draught? Perhaps you can ask your husband to shut it the next time you see him. And this one is from Cedric Tullett. Dear Uncle Jack, this morning I was cleaning up my house, and I came across a box of millet...
Now I lay me down to sleep. It's been a hard day's night, that was. And when he woke up, he realised that it had all just been a bad
all
dream.
gather round the telly for a rousing round of Simon Says. Oh, I wish I could join you, good people. Actually, I will join you. I'll be doing it fair. I'll be calling the tune, if you will. Just like every day. I'll be your Simon. Except...
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
On holidays and doesn't want us to know. So if you notice a certain person comes back to Earth looking remarkably well rested, we'll know the truth, won't we?
Sleep, the poor man's dinner. Now I lay me down to sleep.
Thank you for that. Can't kill a German anything. And this one here is from Cyril Price of Wexley Crescent.
Well, you made your bed,
When a
Arthur,
hard
haven't
winter
you?
came across the land, so hard that the wolves prowled the crossroads at night, the woodcutter could no longer feed his parents.
Sweet dreams,
He lay in
Arthur.
bed with his wife. Wakey, wakey, everyone. It's another lovely day in Wellington Wells. Now, in case we have any visitors today, here are 2 tips to help you get along with everyone.
Try not to dream
The
about
most important
trains.
one, but what if it's not you? Well, the first thing to do is ask the downer, have you had enough joy today? Most sensible people will realize they've forgotten their morning joy. After all, forgetfulness can happen to any of us. In time, you're taking your joy. So remind them that.
To sleep,
So, remind
perchance
them
to dream.
Dear Richard, of course there aren't mole people. This isn't London. There are no ancient catacombs or old bomb shelters underneath our streets. And of course the Wellington Under is completely blocked up. Human beings have not suddenly grown claws to make their own tunnels through the dirt, thank goodness. What an imagination your friend has. Now, of course,
And when he woke up,
of course there are
he
the...
realised that it had all just been a bad dream. Your move, Sandman.
Well, it's getting late, isn't it? And it's time for all good citizens to hop into bed for the night.
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
And it's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. The sun is up, and the weather is overcast and only slightly rainy, with occasional patches of lovely sunshine. Wakey, wakey, everyone. Occasional patches of lovely...
So, this is what shit feels like.
Well, it doesn't kill you. Save a bit for the next minute. Bloody hell. Oh, bloody hell. I wish I kept in shape. Oof. Save a bit for the next minute. Maybe I should sit down for a bit. We'll laugh about this later. I'm getting old. And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Well, hello there. What exactly are you doing? Yes, you there. This is Uncle Jack talking to...
I try not to dream about trains.
You may be surprised to know that a few silly people are still throwing out perfectly good meat scraps. Now, it's never a good idea to throw out food, especially meat. If you have a scrap of meat you don't want to eat or that's gone slightly off, then run it right down to your neighborhood butcher.
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
And I swear I could hear chanting. Well, Mrs. Chesterfield, I shouldn't worry. Sometimes, you know, the reflects in the windows. And then...
Your move, Sandman.
today's edition of That Tastes Amazing. What is it? This is the show where we help you expand your nutritional horizons. You can eat a lot more things than you've ever dreamt of. Did you know you can eat lichens? Now I'm going to show you 3 kinds of lichens that you can fill up on. This is Palmantera perlatum, your basic grey-green lichen. For some reason, it's also called black stone. In India, it's called... It's also called
Well,
black stone.
you made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Tonight's story is called Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, there lived a poor woodcutter and his wife and his 2 aged parents. The old man's name was Hansel.
To sleep, perchance to dream.
Well, look at you. What are you doing? Yes, that's right. I'm talking to you. What on earth do you think you're doing?
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Boy. This person endangers the mental health of everyone around by bringing them down. He or she may try to draw you into a conversation. Or he may
Well,
try to...
you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Of course, Foggy Jack doesn't really exist. But you can never be too careful. Take it from me, Jack Wood. Stay in...
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Offer them joy. If they won't take it, round up a few people near you and make sure they take it. If their eyes are closed, but they seem responsive, then they may be sick. It's probably best to prop them up in a building and let it... Probably best to prop them up.
Your move, Sandman.
Well, it's getting late, isn't it? It's time for all good citizens to be getting ready to go to bed. You don't want to be out after dark, do you? Would you like me to read you a bedtime story? Of course you would. Well, curl up in front...
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Curl...
Sleep, the poor man's dinner. To sleep, perchance to dream. It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Other symptoms you might have are red or purple spots of the skin, especially on your legs that look like this. Do you find your muscles are sore even when you haven't...
Try not to dream about trains.
Every now and then, you might see someone who seems to be sleeping on the path or even in the middle of the road. We all know that the middle of the road is not the most comfortable place to sleep, and it's rather inconvenient for the rest of us. We might trip on them. So, what's going on? Well, the first thing to find out is if they're sleeping or if they're just lying there. Are their eyes open? If you shake them, do they make sounds? Let's suppose their eyes are open and they seem responsive to you. There's a possibility that they're feeling too sad to get up. In that case, you're dealing with a downer. We all know what to do with a downer, don't we? Offer them joy. If they won't take it, round up a few people near you and make sure they take it. If their eyes are closed but they seem responsive, then they may be sick. It's probably best to prop them up in a building and let a doctor know. You don't want to spend too much time with a sick person. You might get sick too, and doctors know just what to do with sick people after all, and you don't. But what to do if they don't respond? It's possible that they've passed on. Now, there's no need for you to deal with a dead body on the street. The authorities are fully capable of dealing with any deceased citizens and will properly dispose of their remains. And what you should definitely not do is stand there gawping. You don't want to draw a crowd, and it's not healthy to stare at a dead body. It might bring you down. So just leave the body there and move on. And if you see a lot of people walking past someone in the middle of the street, well, you can safely trust that they've already realized there's nothing further they can do for that person. Just pretend that the person in the street is not there. And sooner or later they won't be. Take it from me, Uncle Jack. What's done is done, and it's best if we all move on. You'll be glad you did.
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
To sleep, perchance to dream. It's been a hard day's night, that was.
What do you do if you're with a downer? Well, if it's you, then just excuse yourself and take your joy right away. You'll be as right.
Well, you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Let's see what Rosalie Millie Scott has to say. Wait a second. Do I detect a hint of roses? Oh, Rosalie. If this is a love letter, it's going to be...
Sweet dreams,
Dear
Arthur.
Uncle Jack.
And now it's time for Famous Britons, the show in which Jack Worthing, that's me, interviews some of our more celebrated countrymen from history.
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
Good. Well, gather round, citizens, gather round, and I'll tell you a bedtime story. After a while, the wolf heard Little Red Riding Hood knocking on the door. "Who is it?" sang out the wolf. "It's Little Red Riding Hood," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Come and see in here." It's Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, your move, Sandman.
Everyone is talking about the shocking thing that happened yesterday. You know what I'm talking about?
Now I lay me down to sleep.
What about the bizarre and ridiculous things people do in other countries? Let's start with Forobloat. It's an Icelandic festival where you...
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
Is it true there are blind albino mole people living beneath our fair city? That's what my friends say. I thought I saw one too, but I wasn't sure, as we'd all had a bit too much to drink.
Try not to dream about trains.
Toxic effects. Joy is quite safe in the short term, and you can take up to 10 pills per day if you're a man of average weight. However...
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Joy not only makes you... It makes sense, doesn't it? Before that, really long ribbons were much too expensive, yes. A lot of ancient customs are really Victorian.
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
Draw the blinds close at night. You will find you're no longer worrying about fires in the garden district. Instead, you'll think about...
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
Say Simon Says. All right then. Now what I want everyone to get themselves a weapon. Cricket, bat, or a... And before you have the
You made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Yes, it was from Dermot Nightingale of Gascoigne House, Upper Borough Walls. Dear Uncle Jack, a few days ago...
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Simon says, lift your right knee. Simon says, lift your left knee. Lift both your knees. And if you're on...
To sleep, perchance to dream.
Our most celebrated countryman. Today, we have in our studio His Majesty King George III. Your Majesty, how do you feel? Well,
Try not to dream about trains.
And to show you what. Now today, we're going to talk about the wonderful world of edible weeds. You might think the orach plant is just a roadside weed.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
You don't have to feel bad about feeling bad. In fact, you don't have to put up with it at all. Being in Wellington Wells means never having to say, I'm sorry. Thanks to modern English science.
Your move, Sandman.
Think about it. Jams love the wet and they stay fresh in the cold. So, if you're coughing from time to time, well, there's nothing to worry about. And there's nothing to do about it either.
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
No idea how good be hell you can cheer one up. Well, I don't know about that. Have you tried Joy? Joy? What's that? Well, it's this marvellous pill that makes...
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Thank you, sir. It was very funny. Now, what do we have now? This is from Mr. Michael Tunbridge of Upper Stokely Road. Question. What did the German say as he pushed his brother off a cliff? Answer. Look, Mama. No hands.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Try not to dream about trains.
What do you do if you're with a downer? Well, if it's you, then just excuse yourself and take your joy right away. Just excuse yourself and take
Your move, Sandman.
To sleep, perchance to dream.
That's what my friends say. I thought I saw one too, but I wasn't sure, as we'd all had a bit too much to drink. And my memory, of course, is a bit fuzzy. A bit too much to drink.
Well, you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
Joy is quite safe in the short term, and you can take up to 10 pills per day if you're a man of average weight. However, there are side effects. You all know, joy not only makes you happy,
and when he woke up,
joy not only makes
he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
Customs are really Victorian. For example, the idea that each Scottish clan has its own tartan pattern. Do you know who made that up?
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Walter Scott.
Try not to dream about trains.
Ah, hello. Welcome to today's edition of That Tastes Amazing. What is it?
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
And the first joke comes from Mr. Nigel Plaskett of the Barton. Dear Uncle Jack, I love your...
Sleep,
I love your show.
the poor man's dinner.
Known as dead bodies on the streets strewn here and there. But you don't notice them, do you? But I want to address some of the wilder claims people have been writing to me about.
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Smashing carrots. Really did. In fact, I was known as Farmer George. But those damned rabbits, Jack, always eating my carrots. You beat the French. And you know, in those days, they weren't even always...
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream. To sleep, perchance to dream.
Welcome to News Hour. All sorts of amazing things have been going on in Wellington Wells. I'm sure you must be as excited as I am.
Well, you've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
We might trip on them. So, what's going on? Well, the first thing to find out is if they're sleeping or...
Now I lay me down to sleep.
After all, forgetfulness can happen to any of us. In fact, it's a sign you're taking your joy. So, remind them and they'll take their joy right away and...
Your move, Sandman.
It does not contain joy. So, if you like to collect rainwater for tempering your constitutional, please remember to adjust your dose accordingly.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
After all, it's their job. But, if there are no authorities, you may need to take action yourself. Call your fellow citizen. You may need to take action.
You've made your bed, Arthur, haven't you? Your move, Sandman.
Does it seem as if the shops and the streets have all been moved around behind your back, and the map that you have in your head of your...
Sleep, the poor man's dinner.
And the head brewer, Lord Summerisle, as they call him, has brewed up a very special medieval ale to sell only in the first week of May.
Try not to dream about trains.
There's another side. It continues. How long has this been going on?
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Hello. Welcome to today's edition of That Tastes Amazing. What is it? This is the show where...
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad
dream. The first comes from Mr. Nigel Plaskett of the Barton.
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
And humour our spectre known as dead bodies in the streets, strewn here and there. But you don't notice them, do you? But I want to address some of the wild...
To sleep, perchance to dream.
Yes, I have, Jack, and I'm glad to talk about something more serious, my friend. I grew smashing carrots. Really did. In fact...
It's been a hard day's night, that was.
Every now and then, you might see someone who seems to be sleeping on the path or even in the middle of the road.
Well, you laid your bed, Arthur, haven't you?
I'm sure you must be as excited as I am to know about them. You may be surprised to know that a few silly...
Sweet dreams, Arthur.
Meat scraps. Well, the first thing to find out is if they're sleeping or if they're just lying there. Are their eyes open? If you shake them, do they make...
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
They'll take their joy right away and, yes, problem solved. But what if the person won't take his joy? Fellow citizens, step up and do your practice in order for tempering
You'll
the
move, Sandman.
constitutional. Please remember to adjust your dose accordingly. And the weather is delightfully sunny. Inside and out. Who doesn't love an English spring? I expect to see...